Landlords, Cody Payne here again. Got another supply chain syndicate individual, James Ewing. You don't know him, phenomenal guy. I was able to catch him on a Sunday. He's just kicking it at the house. What's up, James? What are you up to?
Hey, man, how's it going? I'm doing all right. Just trying to get through this Sunday, get to the week, get started.
Nice, man. I'm excited to go back. I don't know, on our end, and I was talking to Michael about this earlier, we've had on the investment side, since Texas, was announced that they're starting to reopen areas, a lot of investors have seen that from out of state and see that as a positive note, obviously. And so we've had a uptick in new investors calling, looking for, they're looking for specific stuff. They like supply chain warehouse. They like certain types of medical. But on y'all's end, as far as tenants go, I know y'all deal a lot on the tenant rep side and the businesses. When you got a tenant that's looking to expire, what kind of options are you providing? What your services that you're telling these guys, what are y'all laying out for some of these business owners?
Yeah, we're giving them a couple options. One, we're just calling blend and extend, where if they have a lease coming up in the next 6 to 12 months, we're asking the landlord for some free rent now, and we would sign a lease for another 3, 4, 5, 6 years, etc. And we've seen landlords be pretty receptive to that. Just the fact that they're able to lock down a client in that space for 5 years right now is a big plus for landlords. And we're doing a lot of asking for free rent right now if there's still 5 years left on the term or something like that, and then amortizing it on the back end of the lease. So they get that rent relief now, and they will have to end up paying for it, but it won't be for 3, 4, 5 years. And generally, to get that free rent, we've had these institutional landlords have had a questionnaire ready to where they have to see that the company's exhausted all of their resources to with the protection payment program, the small business loans. They have to see that they've done their due diligence and what they're doing to cut costs besides look for free rent.
Nice. So are you seeing that from the private landlords and the institutional landlords? Are they both kind of in the same boat on helping the tenants?
The institutional landlords have been a little more flexible, just because it's like Prologis, for example, the largest owner of industrial real estate in the world. They're kind of leading the charge on that, where they've been pretty flexible with most of our tenants, and especially the ones that they've had a long-standing good relationship with. They've been pretty helpful.
Yeah. What do you think is kind of the future over the next 30, 60, 90 days? Do you see things slowly starting to get better? Because I believe they are, and we grade that on activity. And I know we've got some good projects in the pipeline that we'll be listing here pretty soon. But, with certain buyers that we know that are not active, I'm telling some of these landlords, hey, hold off just a pinch longer so we can access some of these guys, because the buyer pool is still active. I can tell you that. We just closed out a project, but for certain projects, we're telling these guys, just hold on another 30 days so we can access some of these guys.
Yeah. So I'll just start out by like a week or two into March, whenever the pandemic kind of started, we were on a pause there for a couple weeks. But since then, we've seen a slow increase of activity coming back to the market, to where this past week we were just as busy as we were before the pandemic. And a lot of our projects that we have with these well-capitalized, strong balance sheet clients, they never skip the beat. They just were moving right along. But it's those smaller to mid-sized companies where they put those projects on hold. And I think in the next 30 to 60, 90 days or so, we'll slowly see those companies start to come back out to market, and either resume deals that they were working on previously or start new projects.
Yeah. Are y'all pretty positive about the third and fourth quarter of this year? Because I know we are, without a doubt.
If anything, this has kind of accelerated the growth of e-commerce, and working solely in the industrial sector. It seems that we've been the most insulated product type from this pandemic. And they're saying that they're going to be building about 400 million more square feet over the next few years of industrial space, just because of the e-commerce. That the e-commerce boom is just going to continue to grow. So that's good news for tenant rep and landlord rep on the industrial side.
Interesting. So, well, man, that's great news. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes on Sunday. Where are you broadcasting from? The Ewing residence in Dallas?
That's right. That's right. South Fork Ranch.
Nice. I'm coming to you from the Cody Payne Animal Preservation Center. I actually got our security officer right here, Melvin. We're actually having some, he's not working today. We have some 1099 issues, but we'll get them taken care of. But,
well, man, thanks for having me on and asking me a couple questions. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll have to catch you on another Sunday.
Sounds good.